I am sick. Pardon the sniffles. Getting over strep. But hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to talking about random things on the internet. Let's say in the last video we talked about Denny's and all the criminal activity that goes on there, but today we're going to flip the script to the other side of the spectrum of life, basically, and talk about video games. Ooh, the thing that has not been talked about on YouTube for decades now. Okay, how long has YouTube been out? I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be one particular named content warning, which is taking the Steam store and YouTube pages by storm. Let me ask you a question. You ever wanted to be a YouTuber, but you, like me, are terrible at it? Well, look no further. We're in this simulation of a game. You can become your own style of Instagram star. I present to you content warning. Game about harming yourself from media. It's pretty much the entire idea. Content warning is a multiplayer party style game that puts up to 4 people in a world where excessive amount of views and popularity are worth your entire friend group's lives, maybe your family, dog, cat. You're all expendable in the eyes of the viewer. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. You can die for my entertainment. The game itself is very Lethal Company-esque. Since you drop into a familiar planet, I guess, known as the Old World. It's the Old World. Yeah, I don't know why I said own. Old World. It's kind of an all black and white plain, littered with gross monsters who most definitely want to kill you and eat you. Probably do very bad things to you. They don't like you. Is the main idea of what they want to do to you. They don't like you. They want you gone. They want you dead. That is the whole point. And you try to film yourself having these things do bad things to you. You put yourself in the face of danger just to make money and get fame. Instagram. Again, literally an Instagram star. It's let me go crash my car. I'll record it on Reels. It'll blow up like crazy. My hat is very tilted the wrong way. It's very tilted. Anyway, back to the video. Oh god, interrupting the video for a hat is crazy. Game is a simple of concept of drop in, perform the task, and get out alive. You know, really the standard kind of in and out game. It's a game. If you're one of your crewmates die, you do receive a penalty. In this case, lots of money for hospital bills, and if you all die, it's game over. There's no in between. It's game over or not. World does kind of throw you for a loop, hiding its horrific monstrosities and first dropping you into the lobby, or what I would assume is kind of like your home, where you can watch your videos you create on your trips, congregate with your friends in order to play together, get ready, you know, buy your equipment, etc. It's really, literally Lethal Company in the ship. I mean, that's exactly what it is. Now, upon entering the lobby, you are greeted with a very bright and vibrant world. Now, in a game, if you didn't know much about it, you would assume would be the theme for the entire time. You know, you have no idea about the game, you drop in, it's sunshine, rainbow, unicorns. I mean, that really is it. Butterflies flying around. You got apple trees all over the map, bushes, everything. You got a nice furnished house. Doesn't look like downtown Houston. I mean, it's great. It's awesome. Except for one thing. There is one thing sticking out. It's your dropship. The thing you got to get into to take you where you need to go, the diving bell. Which, in my opinion, it is strange that it's a diving bell. It's a tall black figure positioned at the back of the map. It's semi-surrounded by bushes, but definitely peering over the entire island, enough for you to see it basically anywhere. So you could be here, there. You can see this thing. It's kind of an eerie look to it. It's not really matching the vibe of the rest of the place. I mean, that's pretty much it. If you're unsure of what a diving bell is, in simple terms, a transportation chamber that is used to transport divers from the surface of a body of water safely to the diving depth they need to be at to perform whatever task they may be performing. Normally, at least from what I hear a lot of the time, it is maintenance on oil rigs, gas lines. In my research, that's pretty much all I saw. The people who use them are very deep underwater too, and they're not in any type of vehicle when they're under there because they're welding normally, working on something where they have to use their hands. And you know, I guess off side topic, it's not very popular. A lot of the people that have to be there, they gotta be experienced or go through like a lot of training, and they're also really well paid. And I guess it's so they don't realize that at any moment they could be absolutely destroyed by pressure, which kind of adds to the idea of why a dive bell if we don't seem to be underwater or anything of the sorts. That makes sense. Moving on, the atmospheric pressure in a diving bell is a very important key because that is how you keep water out of the bell itself. Help it from being crushed. From my knowledge, that's pretty much all I've gathered. I'm not a deep sea scientist, but I believe that's the gist of it, and if I'm wrong, do correct me down below because I find this all very interesting. The reason this is relevant to the game and the misleading introduction you get to it is because of the history with dive bells, specifically some of the horrific accidents that have happened and the people who have died from either rapid decompression to the surface or instant decompression in the dive chamber, leading them to explode, become mangled due to being pulled through small entryways where air could escape. I mean, a lot of things. I would never get in a dive bell. Not me. Not for me and not my cup of tea. I would not do it. Good example of the horrific accidents I would say would be something like the Byford Dolphin diving bell accident. Happened on November 5th, 1983. It killed 4 divers, 1 dive tender, and badly injured another when a human error of disconnecting the dive bell from a decompression chamber down below caused there to be a rapid decompression from 9 atmospheric units of pressure down to 1. Really fast, so 9 times the amount of air in a small space. Just immediately, within a snap of the finger, blink of the eye, just goes down to 1 measurement of pressure. That is a lot of air being pushed through a very small crevice-shaped hole. The rapid decompression from 9 atmospheric measurements of pressure down to 1 atmospheric measurements of pressure caused air to be pushed through a small crevice-shaped hole accidentally created by one of the crew, which caused all inside the chamber to immediately perish, with some to such injury that one diver was ejected from the chamber, sucked through the very small hole with such a force that his spine, some of his small intestine, and his trachea were ejected from the chamber, while all organs from his chest and abdominal region were ejected separate from the rest. So spine, trachea, whatever else was attached went this way, the rest of it went up that way, down, left and right, all the other directions. Pretty much everywhere except for this way where spine and trachea went. It was in pieces. That was not good, not a good way to go at all. Really, after reading that, it kind of gave me a sour taste of dive bells. I never really liked them prior to it just because I don't understand the idea of being dropped uncontrollably into the ocean. But yeah, that's some of the unsettling history behind them, which I think is pretty misleading to put into a game where you start off and it's just about being a YouTuber. Anyway, moving on. Constant Warning itself as a game is very fresh, so little is known about the technical lore, but I did find it interesting. There's almost human-like structures littered throughout the few sections of the map that you get to go through. I think there's like 3 sections, the same map, but 3 sections. Those things consist of bars, areas for tables, for people to eat, what looks like apartments or hotel rooms and narrow hallways with various random doors that you can't open. There's a lot pointing to the fact that civilization used to exist there, that it wasn't always this black and white existence we see it as, kind of etch-a-sketch style 1930s before colored TV style thing. And I guess not to add the horrific monstrosities that now occupy the old world. A lot of them are kind of like what seem to be like deep sea creatures or derived from it, like barnacles, such like that on some of these things. They're slug creatures. There is an oxygen meter you have to watch out for that kind of limits your time. They're almost making it seem as if the place is underwater in a sense due to the use of a dive bell. There's oxygen in your suit. The fact that you're wearing an older style diving suit, your character itself is kind of straight out of SpongeBob when they're going to Shell City. So I would say personally the game is pointing towards an Atlantis kind of theme, old underwater abandoned city, just with creatures that want to murder you. Not sharks, just creatures. My opinion is definitely underwater. That or it's like a giant cave or something weird, but I mean even the home lobby looks like it's an island. There's nothing around it at all that points towards it being connected to other land or anything, and it just would make sense if it was underwater with everything that they kind of went out of the way to push in design. Anyway, I guess moving past kind of the semi-lore aspects, supposed to be just kind of a quick intro. All in all, the game itself is very fun. It's a refreshing feeling after Lethal Company was absolutely abused and used for all of everything it had to offer. It's plastered all over YouTube for a solid month, which, by the way, it's still an awesome game. No hate towards it, no nothing. If you haven't checked it out, do it because it's awesome. It's only $10. It's fun. It's great. Infinite fun if you have friends to play it with. It is a hell of a time. Yeah, I guess moving on, content warning, $7.99 on Steam. It was actually free for the first 24 hours where around 6 million people, including myself, downloaded it and tried it. Which I really like, allowing your game to be pushed for free over, standard advertisement. Devs do seem genuine. It's a small dev studio that's pushed out by the people who made Tabs, as well as just a couple individuals. Even put out messages that they were surprised by the feedback and amount of support within the first day, and that they were just kind of happy that they could make something everyone could have fun playing. Also think it's got a lot more room to expand in terms of what items you can acquire later on, new creatures, new planets or spots to spawn in on the planet, and I personally only have a few hours in the game. I haven't even scratched the surface now of how either terrifying, interesting, or funny the game can be. I mean, every time I play it, there's a little bit more. And, with me, the idea of being able to blog your sweet demise is awesome and kind of tickles a spot with the voices that talk to me all the time in my head. Tell me not to pay my taxes and go 5 miles above the speed limit everywhere I go. I mean, it's the devious voices, like it, tickles my fancy. I like it. It makes me feel great, awesome, nice, really good, very good, nice. Overall, it's going to be my review of Content Warning. I do recommend it. If you do like games like that, like little party games, you and your family want to play, fun game to play. If you like Lethal Company, you'll love this. Yeah, $8 on Steam. Go try it out. Individual devs. Hope you like this. Hope this pushed you and persuaded you to look at the game and take it as you will. It's very cool. It is blowing up right now. The lore aspects are pretty interesting in my opinion, even though it's not very apparent at first. There's some things to point at. But yeah, overwater. Content warning, underwater. I'm going to say it here. I'm going to say it first, underwater. If I am right, if this gets confirmed, I want a cookie. I need one. It's mine. Anyway, if it's your birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, stop watching this and go hang out with whoever you're with, whatever it may be. She, him, they, maybe. Whoever. Doesn't matter. Did enjoy this? Go check out the Denny's video. I'm still going to release that animation. I'm working on it. Going to try to. If I can't, then I will let you know. Anyway, have fun. Goodbye. Please comment down below if you have any questions, concerns, want to talk about anything. I do try to respond to everything. That is it. See you later.